So how's everything going, man?
Man, it's going good, man. I went to a camp called the Best of the Best,
Right.
where the top 50 kids are getting in one gym, and this was a little bit different because it was more of a 3-on-3.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what I like. The very end, they picked the top maybe 12 kids, and they went 5-on-5.
Right.
So that was really good. I got really rejuvenated. The girls' game specifically has really, really grown from a grassroots perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, the growth is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they, they had kids from all over Florida, Canada, Missouri, you name it. I got around to talk to some of the athletes there, and super humble, like highly skilled.
Yeah.
6'4" kids playing 2-guard.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm like, hey, how's it going? I said, hey, well, I'm sure you're. Yeah, I was looking to help. I'm sure you got some offers. Well, kinda. Stanford, UCLA. I'm like, girl, you can't say that like that. So it's been
cool.
real good. And then we're gonna announce this today. We have joined independent circuit, the top independent circuit in the nation.
Nice, congrats,
so,
man.
Yeah, man, I'm happy for that.
Congrats.
It's definitely gonna be, and we're gonna have some actually tryouts this year. We're gonna have tryouts in 3 or 4 different cities, and so I'm looking forward to it.
And it's good because you've been doing it so long with having players from other cities.
Absolutely.
That you're able to make it work. Because a lot of times players, like, they'll be on a team that travels. They'll go to a tournament, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, these 2 guys are gonna be playing with us, or these 2 ladies are gonna be playing with us, and they're from another city, and there's no chemistry, and it's now they're gonna highlight those 2 players, and then the team loses a lot of luster. So that's the way you do it is great.
Well, I appreciate it. We get asked that a lot. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you gotta get the right parents and kids, to be honest, that's gonna buy in and have the understanding of what we're trying to do. So.
Right. I got a quick question.
Sure.
Before I tell you about my week.
Okay.
Was this a true invite only? And what I mean when I ask invite only is, there are some camps that are, they say it's invite only, and you'll see the players say, hey, I'm blessed to get an invite.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand all of that, so I know that it wasn't an invite only. They'll say it's an invite only, but you can have a person nominate you, and it could be your club coach or even your parent that nominates you, and then you get in. Some say they're invite only, but all you got to do is pay it.
Right. Well, this, and I'm like you, because I've heard so many invite only, but they say that to kind of boost up the event.
Right.
Well, this particular event is run by Jason Key, who was a McDonald's All-American voter, as well as ESPNU.
Right.
So, when certain, and I asked, that was a question I asked, like, because we had 2 kids get invited. Only reason why I went. And so I was, like, hey, how did they hear about you? Man, we just got an email. Like, I said, well, who else got it? No one. And they were only taking 28s and 29s, and there were a few. There were maybe 30 kids, 30 kids there. And so obviously there is a fee that comes with it, obviously, but and they have to cover themselves NCAA wise.
Yeah,
is how I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But Jason Key is phenomenal scout worldwide.
Yeah.
And so when he stamps you.
It's proof.
Yeah.
And I know like okay, so there are different levels of invite. There's some where you're invited, you don't have to pay anything. They fly and get you there on some of the higher level ones.
Right.
Some are just invite where you're invited and it's an exclusive. And that's kind of what I was just kind of, I knew what the answer was.
Can I be honest though? They had a few kids that was the case.
Yeah.
Actually, what high school did you attend, sir?
Dallas Lincoln.
Dallas Lincoln. Dallas Lincoln has the #1 guard
Yes,
in the nation.
yes.
She is unreal.
Yeah.
She has, her frame is that of a college sophomore.
Wow.
And she is a sophomore in high school. And I can't, I mean, you can look her up, trust me. And a great kid.
Yeah.
A great kid. I'm watching her, typically a kid like that, you think just gonna take all the shots. This kid was handling the ball, cheering on her teammates. And there will be some video out, putting some video out today. The energy in that building was phenomenal. They had girls from all walks of life.
That's great.
Didn't even know each other, but you know what? I'm cheering for you. Maybe you're number 10 and I'm number 12. I'm trying to catch you, but I'm cheering for you.
Yeah.
And so it was a big game.
And that's the thing that, like, you can play hard and have there was no strong dislike between us. Now our sophomore year, probably no, but I'm just playing. But there was a real fierce competitiveness with us that during the summer, trying to prove that we belong on the floor. But we were also cheering for each other.
Absolutely.
Right? There was no, oh man, now okay, I take that back. There was one guy I was like, yo, like this dude don't belong on the floor, but
oh, for sure. I know you're talking about.
But ultimately, there was no, oh, Lee ain't as good as me, or I'm better than him. It was I'm happy now. When we're on the court, it's my job to try to let people know that I feel like I'm better than you, just like on the other side. Absolutely. But I think that's been lost a little bit.
It has been, and the thing with us is, I knew when you were about to cross over, just move, guard somebody else. So there was a level of respect. I already knew that.
No.
As soon as I see you come like this here, I'm like, man, look here. I'm trying to find a 3-point shooter or somebody. But what I'm saying is like I'm trying to get you like you're trying to get me.
Yes.
But I'm also taken away, man. How is he doing that?
Yeah.
The infamous Henry Hall.
Yes. Oh Lord.
Whew. I took a lot of things from Henry Hall.
Yeah, I learned.
He taught me a lot. He tried to embarrass me in front of everybody, play one-on-one. I'm like, let's go, because he wanted to test where I was.
Right.
And so, and I'm ultra competitive. I've had to taper that down.
Right.
Because in this space now, in this generation, like they don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. It's funny because Henry Hall once called me I can't say the first part, but he called me a rat. And I was like, and they was like, nah, it's a compliment, man. It's a compliment. It was a compliment. But, I understood after I realized what he said, I understood what he was saying, what he meant by it. But yeah, it's like today's athlete. I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get in trouble for it. Okay. But I'm questioning whether a lot of these athletes today are in it because they love the game, or if they're doing it to become influencers. Because I've seen players put highlights, and it's like that's not a highlight.
Right.
And it's like the kids. And look, to their credit, marketing, they're really good. A lot of these kids are really good marketing, getting people to quote unquote endorse. Buy into what they're doing, everywhere. And I love that part. But then there's the part of me that looks and says, do you actually love the game? Because I don't see I need to see your skill set more than, all of these other things.
I think even some of the ones that have the skill set, they're actors. To me, they're like actors. They're playing a part.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you spoke to with the influencers and, how many clicks do I have? They are like, they do things for clicks.
Yeah.
They're driven to whether it's a post, they are literally trying to get clicks regardless of what it is. And it's almost like a reporter not really reporting what's going on, but trying to find the dirt.
Right. Now, I will say, I'm not blaming the kids because you want me to tell you who I blame? is I'm blaming a lot of trainers. Because I think that's kind of where it started in the influencer
Yeah.
age where, you know, people were getting all of these likes, clicks, endorsements and stuff. And there's a segment of trainers that, you know, they're marketing their brand. And I'm not saying they did it intentionally. They're marketing their brand. They found a way to get out, and it was at a time where people were searching for stuff, and they, you know, blew up, right? And that was something I didn't take advantage of. I should have taken advantage of it because I was doing it during COVID.
Okay.
But I never was like, I was like, nah, you know, in training, I'm not gonna try to do all of that because, you know, I always say I feel like I'm a real ball player. And it's no disrespect to some of these other guys, but that seems to have taken hold to where now players are tending to do kind of an actors, influencer
sure.
and stuff. So
And it goes to coaches as well.
Yeah.
Like coaches have taken the wrong approach to positive coaching.
right.
Positive coaches, some coaches, is to never really hold you accountable or just to tell you everything's great. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm gonna just tell you right now, male or female, like if you're a guard or forward or whoever you are, if you have turnovers, it's not okay.
Nah, it's
you
not
will
okay.
not be. You are not recruitable.
Nah.
So you know, we have some kids that could have really developed with us, but they did not, because in our organization, we're going to be very honest with you. We are going to love on you, but we're going to be honest with you.
Right.
Because you know, everybody likes to throw out that term, D1. Oh man, you're nice. You this, and trainers and coaches are doing it because they don't want to lose funding. They don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
Whatever that has. But in the end, you hurt the kid.
And it's funny because, like, anybody who comes in here, it's organic. I've never DM'd, I've never showed up or ran into some kid that's really good and like, hey man, you need to come over here and let me work with you. I might, if I'm talking to them and they're generally interested in stuff, I might just say, you know, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you, right? But I don't do all of that. So my niche has been like, there's a greater pool of players that need to be developed than there is of players that are on a high level.
Well, I'll disagree with that per se with you. I'm disagreeing with that because I think there's a lot of players that are really skilled that you could help.
Yeah, I mean,
know what I'm saying?
I know that. I know that because when I get them and they're skilled and then I have to show them what they lack.
You got to reteach.
Yeah, I have
right?
to reteach certain things. I get that, but there's more that need to be
For sure.
developed. There's more.
For sure.
And so like, you know, I know that some, you know, trainers are like, well, they're trying to chase that next big thing because they say, oh, well, if I had this player, you know, then everybody's gonna want to train with me.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily true because then you start to see that the only types of players that this person has
Absolutely.
are quote unquote, you know,
Absolutely.
high level players.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be intimidating to a mid-level or a lower level that want to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see, because I do it, I would like to see other trainers have more players that they're developing because I don't
Absolutely.
see any players on these you know videos and stuff or players that like they've never touched a basketball.
Right.
I can name off probably 50 to 75 players that I've had in the past 2 to 3 years that fit that criteria, that have never touched a basketball and don't know what they're doing. And this is not just like a 7 or 8 year old. This is sometimes a 12 to 15 year old, you know, so.
I mean, people. To be honest, people are really scared of it. I've been one of them whether it be a coach or a trainer, that, you know, and they run from coaching. I had to teach myself, Lee, if you say you're a coach and this is who you are, let me see it.
Yeah.
I've had to tell myself that, like, okay, this was great, but like, and the point that we always say in our organization is this, like, okay, we know about your top 7. What about the last 4?
Yeah.
What do they look like? Where do they go to school at? What kind of looks do they get?
It's because I've never thought of it from that point that you said. Some actually run away from it.
Absolutely.
And that's a great, statement. And the funniest part is, well, it's not even funny, but the realest part of it is there's nothing wrong with saying that's not my wheelhouse, right? That's not where I, let me put you with somebody who can, or let me try to figure out how to do that, because I would tend to think any coach can teach most fundamentals, right? The dribbling, the layups. The issue, I would say, is when those players are doing the fundamentals, or while they're working on the fundamentals, their technique and their detail is incorrect. That's probably when those coaches should reach out to somebody who's experienced, because, like I've always said, one of the biggest things that I have happens when players are doing the between the legs move, and I'm doing a drill with it, and they all do this thing where they skip their foot behind, either from the right to the left or from the left to the right. If they're right-handed, you're going to see it almost exclusively when they're going right to left, right? So
I'm gonna disagree with you again. When you said, hey, this is their wheelhouse, they don't train beginners, something that you taught me early on with this podcast is, hey man, you're not training, you're doing workouts. There's a big difference between if you got a high level kid and you got him in a gym, more time, and you're the expert at this, so I would just say maybe 75% of that most of the time is a workout, not training. It's a big difference. Can you speak on that as far as the audience? What's the difference?
There's a certain level of player that, players get to a certain level where it's, okay, yeah, it's going to be more of a workout if, hey, I just need to speed, or I just need to, this is offense. I'm catching the ball a lot right here, so I need to work on my, pump fake or my jab, 2 dribble pull up going left, right? So, if we've worked on that, or if they have that down pat, that's the workout part.
Gotcha.
Because you don't have to really teach. Now, in doing that, if you notice certain things technically about
those details, right?
The details, his pump fake's not selling anything. His jab he's jabbing backwards as opposed to either straight or towards the defender. He goes 1, 2, his second dribble is more of a crossover back to his right hand. Now I got to fix that.
Gotcha.
Right? See, if he's not coming over fast enough to get
training
into his shot,
yes, sir,
that's the part of training, because that's when you start to say, look, you're doing this part right, but it's not going to translate from a standpoint of this defender could be 6'4", right? And if he's 6'4" and he's athletic, that shot never leaves. That shot never gets 4 inches off of your hand,
yes,
right?
Yes,
so
sir.
Now we got to speed that up. But yeah, and I have some that I just want to work on this, so I'll give them different things just to keep them creative when we're doing stuff. Okay. But yes, there is a workout element in any. There should be a workout element in any training, and here's what I mean by that. If you're training a player and you're teaching a player how to do reverse layups, right? You show them, you critique them, you get them right, they get it, right? That's the training aspect. Okay. At the point that they're doing it technically sound, now that next 5 to 10 minutes becomes a workout, because you're just allowing them to just get, multiple,
both elements are.
You can have both elements.
It should be, correct?
It should be, because there's no reason to continue to quote unquote train a player if you're showing them. You have to let them get the reps.
Right.
So I'll tell players, even there's sometimes where even if they're doing something technically wrong, but I need them to get multiple reps in one way, and it's like, okay, I can tweak that at the end. I might give them 20 reps on this. I'll tweak it at the end or after they finish. Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
I got
So-
you. I appreciate because there's a host of people that do not know the difference. You taught me the difference because I didn't know.
Yeah, and then look, I just happen to find out the difference, right? I happen to find it out through the years that I was doing this, and it's the weirdest thing is like the way I train now is different than way I trained back the first person in Justin Arnsworth in 1998.
Yeah, I didn't know you trained that.
Yeah, he was the first. I had people come to me. There was somebody that came to me even before '98, but I don't remember the kid's name. He was a player at Montwood, and he approached us after the dad approached me like after an open gym. It was like, man, I ain't never seen nobody handle the ball like that. Can you work with my kid? And I was like, what you mean work with your kid? Your kid need to get in the gym and work like I did, you know?
Right.
So I worked the kid. I don't even think I charged him. I worked him out a few times just to, work with some stuff. But Justin was the first
I
one.
didn't know Just was your guy. Y'all go way back. Huh?
Yeah, Justin used to come in at Missouri gym.
Wow.
And when he was trying to, so I worked with him on stuff, and he got a scholarship. He was in New York, something like that. So great kid. I'm a great man. I'm sorry.
He's a great
yeah,
man.
he's a
man.
great
He is
man.
good.
Great man. So I'm
Good
gonna
dude.
have to let him know we had a shout out for him.
Absolutely.
Well, man, that expanded a lot more than what I thought. So
Necessary though. for
yeah,
sure.
it was very necessary. So let's get into our